What's going on, guys? I am Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Karrueche Tran. Now, she was most recently in a relationship with former NFL player Victor Cruz, but she's mostly known for dating Chris Brown. And once that relationship ended, she sort of floated out there and she ended up with Victor Cruz. Now, her and Victor Cruz were, I believe, supposed to get married, but they ended up separating because everybody thought they were in love, all this and that. But once the quarantine season of last year started, that relationship fell apart. They were quarantining separately. And from what I gathered, and I did a video on it, it just seemed like she had pretty much, just was out of the relationship. He probably was as well. They were on two different sides of the coast. A loving couple doesn't do that, which lets me know that relationship was on the rocks before they quarantined together, even though it may have seemed like everything was cool. And I think that now she's talking about how she's done with men because of her failures in relationships. You see, men are always to blame when these relationships with women don't work. And I have said this over and over and over. A lot of these women need to just be single until they get therapy, until they get the necessary healing. But females like Karrueche Tran knows that she needs to be in a celebrity relationship because that's how she got known. Nobody knew who she was before she was with Chris Brown. And females like her know they only survive in the entertainment industry when they're in celebrity relationships. And because she thought that the grass was going to be greener after the relationship with Victor Cruz, and it hasn't manifested itself. Now she wants to mention Chris Brown again. And even though she hasn't been with Chris Brown in years, she's still talking about that relationship. You know why? Because that's when she was at her peak, so to speak, of notoriety. See, Karrueche was relatively new to the entertainment world when she got with Chris Brown. And once she broke up with Chris Brown, her value was seemingly high. But I believe during that time between Chris Brown and Victor Cruz, she was out there dating and doing whatever she wants to do. She felt like a woman of higher value, right? Then she gets with Victor Cruz, and they're together. People think that this relationship is a couple's goal, and they're together. Then the quarantine season of 2020 happens, and then they end up separating. And Victor has pretty much moved on. You don't see him doing interviews talking about her because Victor doesn't care. Victor has moved on, but she seemingly has not moved on, with her now swearing off relationships and men. But hopefully she can take this time to get healing instead of pointing the finger. Now, according to popculture.com, Karrueche Tran isn't curling up in a ball now that she's single. The Claw star ended a 3-year relationship with former NFL star turned entertainment host Victor Cruz. The couple split around February of this year. Tran says the two remain in contact and are friendly, but she's basking in being single. In fact, she recently took to her social media to let her fans know that she's taking a break from men at the moment. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. So, you and Victor Cruz have been separated since February of this year. So in December, she's talking about how in the year 2022, that she's taking a break from men. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. If you've been single since February of 2021, so you've been single for almost a year. You haven't been dating other men. You haven't been going out, because there was reports that she had been going out right after her breakup. She's out in the clubs. So for a whole year, you now come to this conclusion. This doesn't happen overnight. This ain't just her just getting out of a relationship. She's been out of a relationship with Victor Cruz since February. She thought the grass was going to be greener. She thought that she would be in another relationship by now. And now she's putting out these posts, as you can see here, about how she's cutting men out of her diet next year. Why would you need to do that? You've been single for a year. Or have you? Have you been going back and forth to Victor Cruz? Have you? Because I know she's been dating. Or her options ain't as good as she thought it was. So she pushed this out as a virtue signal to these males of, I'm available. Look, I'm cutting men out of my diet. Look, I do have value. That's what it looks like. Like, who does this except for the Americanized woman?
Good morning, guys. All right, I just want to clear up what I meant by my post. I don't hate men. I'm not like getting done dirty out here by some dude or anything like that. I just feel that there is so much power in being alone.
Oh.
Being content with being alone.
Oh. But haven't you been alone for a year? Or have you?
And not being dependent on a man for validation or to feel good about myself or to feel fulfilled. And sometimes I do feel that way. And I do love the attention from men. But it's also unnecessary. And also, men are a distraction.
See, you see what I'm saying? It's always the men's fault. No matter what we do, now we're a distraction. We're a distraction from what? We're not keeping you from being successful. We're not keeping you from being able to go out there and do what you want to do, Karrueche. If men are a distraction, it's because you're allowing men to be a distraction. But you like the distraction that is men. I told you a lot of these women cannot go without male attention, without being in a relationship, especially a celebrity relationship.
Sorry, I hate to say it. And next year, I don't need no distractions. I'm really trying to take my whole life.
But you've been single for a year. Karrueche's been single for almost a year. So how are men a distraction to you, but you've been single for a year, Karrueche? Allegedly, maybe. Maybe you haven't been single. Maybe you have been dating guys and those guys haven't taken you seriously. She says men haven't been doing her dirty. So why would you say this? Why would you need to cut men out of your diet? Is it because of your work schedule? Because her show Claws is actually coming to an end. I think the newest season that's coming up may have already started, but the show she has on TNT, that show's coming to an end. So her schedule's going to be opened up. So it's not like, she's just super busy. What happens is she don't like her options. So it's just like women that claim that they're going to be celibate, right? I'm celibate. I'm not dealing with men. They do stuff like this when the options ain't as good as they want it to be. When the options ain't as good as they want it to be, they will do this virtue signal to these males. And that's what it seems like she's doing. She recently opened up about her split from Cruz and said that it came at the perfect time as she's been in long-term relationships since she was in high school. I'm a relationship girl, so it's hard to keep it private, she told Tamron Hall. In a recent interview, I feel like with social media, it's always about gossip and drama and who you're dating and who you're with. I just wanted to really focus on my career and myself. But you're still talking about Chris Brown. You're still talking about Chris Brown. Chris Brown isn't talking about you. Chris Brown's about to have another child. Chris Brown has moved on with his life, but you're still talking about him. The first step of healing is to let go of past relationships. Now, what she says is good. that she wants to put her career first and herself first, but haven't you been doing that for the last year? Since you've been separated? You got the freedom? So if you've had the freedom for the last year, why do you need to announce to the world that you're taking a break from men? Haven't you spent this last year taking a break, or you haven't? You've been too busy trying to reel in this dude and reel in that dude, because that's what it's about. And she said it herself, so we can't just say men have been doing her dirty. She said herself men aren't doing her dirty. It's her that was fixated on finding a replacement for Chris Brown and Victor Cruz, and she hasn't found that. And because she hasn't found that, she needs to announce to the world that she's taking a break from men. But that's going to look like you're blaming men for why you're not getting what you're seeking. I think too many of these women run to a man to fix their problems instead of being single and getting that healing and focusing on whatever you need to focus on, and then going back to a relationship later when you have the time. She says this stage in her life has been enlightening. I've been talking to my therapist, like, what is going on with me? I want to be single and I want to focus on me. I'm having these thoughts and these feelings. And she's like, you're stepping into your power. I love that, Tran said with a smile. The influencer and actress was previously in a 4-year relationship with singer Chris Brown. Tran ended the relationship for good in 2015 when Brown told her that he fathered the child out of the relationship. Well, that's pretty much a sign that wasn't going to work out. but again, I think Karrueche, once again, she's having these thoughts about being in a celebrity relationship. A lot of these women are. They're obsessed with being in a celebrity relationship with a male celebrity. Yes, she wants to focus on her career, but she sees all these other women with their famous boyfriends and husbands, and she wants the same thing. But she has to understand is that a lot of times you can't have both. A lot of these men are not looking for a partnership. They're looking for a woman who can be at home and take care of home, especially if they're successful. And that's not what she's doing. Not all these guys are looking for a 50-50 situation, especially if she's looking for one of these men who are famous and successful, rich, whatnot. And I think she didn't get what she was looking for. So now it's back to the drawing board. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all take care.